lovely family, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll learn how to make this beautiful dress with a keyhole neckline. It's going to be easy and straight to the point. If you're joining me for the first time today, you're welcome and thank you for joining me in today's video. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already and turn on the notification bell. I'll upload sewing tutorials and DIY videos on this channel every week. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support on this channel. So let's begin. Of lycra and 1.5 meters of stripe suiting, and we also have our pattern transferred already on paper and ready to be modified. Now we need to impute our neckline. For the back neckline, we're going to be working with 1 inch depth and 3 inch width. Connect your dots. Then next we create the front neckline, and our front neckline will be 3 inch depth. Connect your dots as well. Then next we go ahead to create the keyhole for the front. This is the upper chest and this is the bust line. That's the waistline and that's the hip line. Okay, so from our shoulder line, we're going to measure 5 inches. So it's just like adding 2 inches to your actual neckline. Then from the 2 inch point, we're going to connect that to under the armhole. Okay, so you can just measure like 1 inch below the armhole. We want it curved. Then next we're going to determine the depth of our neck for the main dress. Now this depends on what you want to achieve. If you want to reveal some cleavages, it's up to you to play with it just the way you want. Okay, so you can make it up to 9 inches or 8 inches. This depends on the depth you want to work with, and just bear in mind that the deeper it goes, the more revealing the dress is going to be. So I'll just cap it at 9.5 really, if you would like something modest. But for this project we're going with 8 inches because that's just the depth we want to work with. Okay, so from that 8 inch point, we're now going to create a deep neckline for our inner dress. So this actually will have to connect to the shoulder line. So we'll measure 4.5, which is our bust span. Okay, and that's how we want it to go. We want it to go from that point we marked through the bust span measurement, then go straight to the shoulder line. Okay, so just link that up with a curve. Measure the midpoint of your shoulder line, and this will guide you. So next we'll go ahead and trace out the top bit. Then you now trace out the dress if you want. Just note that you can wear these as 2 independent pieces. You know what I mean? You can make the jacket or the top part different from the dress, so that you just detach it. Any day you want to wear only the dress with another jacket, you can, or another top, you can do that. And any day you want to use this to wear another dress, you can simply do that. Or better still, just sew them on and they will be just one piece. Okay, so let's go ahead and trace the top one. We'll trace the front, then we'll trace the back, then we'll now trace the dress. So for the sleeves, I've just cut out my basic sleeve pattern. The link to the drafting of this basic sleeve pattern will be in the description of this video. So that's the front and that's the back pattern. What we want to do here is to measure from the cap of the sleeve. We'll just measure 10 inches downwards. Then we're going to mark a straight line across it. Next, from that 10 inch point, we'll just measure what we have on that point. So we have 16 inches, and we're going to divide that 16 inches into 8 equal parts. Okay, so that means we're going to impute 2 inches on each point, and this will help us slash this pattern. Once you've done that, you're going to come to the hem of the sleeve as well, the bottom of the sleeve. You're going to also divide that, whatever you get, you're going to divide that into 8 equal parts. Then you make your dough. So you have 8 equal parts. Now you just draw lines to connect those 2 dots. Once that's done, we're going to cut through. Okay, just cut each of those lines. Next, you spread this out and put that on another pattern paper and stick in place, or you just cut straight on fabric. Okay, so I'm just going to cut straight on fabric. So I've gone ahead to cut all the patterns. Okay, this is the front pattern, and I just cut on fold, and I cut 2 pieces. Okay, then the back pattern as well was cut on fold, and I've also cut 2 pieces. So how I achieved the back pattern was so from that mark 1 inch point, I just drew a straight line to join with the center back. Okay, then I traced that to the top. Then I cut the wristband. I also cut on fold 2 inches width, and I cut 2 of that for both sleeves. The binding for the neckline. Okay, so that's the neck circumference. Then the width is 1.5 on fold. Okay, that's 3 inches width, and I cut 2 pieces of that. And the dress has also been cut out. That's the front. You cut that. Measure 2 inch length for the back neckline. Then you have to extend to create your full length of the dress. Okay. Towards the hem of the dress, you just take away 4 inches from your hip circumference, just to have a slim fitted bottom. Just a straightforward dress, but there is a zipper allowance at the middle of the back pattern. Now we're ready to sew the dress. So we'll just sew up the dress. It's just a normal dress. We'll just sew that from start to finish. Then we'll start working on the white piece. So we'll prepare this upper part of the dress, and to start with, we need to sew that bottom. Okay, so you place the 2 pieces facing each other. Then you sew that bottom. Then for the back one as well, you're going to sew the bottom part as well. Okay, and once you've done that, you're now going to go ahead and sew on the shoulders. Okay, so you sew the back shoulder to the front shoulder for both pieces. Okay, I've sewn the shoulders and the bottom. Okay, and I've also gone ahead to do some bottom stitch. Now we'll go ahead and join the sides. Okay, so we're going to join the sides, spread this, pin that in place, I'm going to sew the side like that. Then we'll turn to the other side as well. So this is under the armhole, that's what we are sewing. So that's the side seam. If you added a seam allowance, this depends on the kind of fabric you're using really. This is lycra, so we didn't have to add seam allowance. So you just sew from there because it's stretchy. But if you're working with a non-stretchy fabric, just work with your seam allowance. So when we sew that, then we're going to finish off the neckline. So I've just finished off the sides, okay? So you turn that way, and that's it for the side. Next we'll go to the neckline. Just get our fabric for the neckline. You fold that into two, then you're going to sew that edge. Okay, I've sewn that now. So you now turn it like that so that you conceal the seam. So you're going to pin that in place. Just make sure it's facing the wrong side. Then you flip that the other way. And you're going to pin it here as well. Then from the side, from the back, pin that. Okay, so when you've pinned that, you now sew round. You sew around the neckline. So that's the neckline now done, okay? And it's always better to finish up with the overlocker. So now let's move on to the sleeves. Okay, so for these sleeves, I went ahead to sew on some cotton fabric. This is 100% cotton. Just because the lycra is usually very soft and light, you know, it doesn't stand. Like if you want to achieve some fullness and firmness, that's why I had to sew on some 100% cotton to give it a little lift on that point. Okay, grab your little cuff as well. Then we'll do the same thing we did on the neckline. That's the same thing we're going to do on this sleeve. So you turn it like that with the right sides together, then you're going to sew on that edge. Just sew up your side seam for the sleeves, then you pleat that. So you can wear these as 2-piece, or if you want them as a single piece, that's fine. I've also finished off the dress, but I've not added my zipper, so that's the last part. So this is the front neckline. You can see how nice it looks, and that's the back. That's the back. It has a slit. So if you're going to wear this as 2-piece, just pop your arms on and you're ready to go. This is what it will look like. I'll wear this on mannequin and show you what it looks like. Okay, so that's how it goes, and that's your keyhole there. But if you want this as a single piece, then when you place it like that, you're going to do a top stitch on that point, okay, and on the other side all the way to the armhole, to under the arm. Then you go around, okay, you go around and do a top stitch at the back as well. You need to cut through the center back so that when you fit your zipper, you can still wear it freely. Or better still, you may have to reshape the back. So instead of cutting it straight the way I did, you may just have to cut it same way you did the front, just oval, just a bit curved, such that it can pass through the head. You know, it's lycra, it can still pass through the head and you still have your zipper running to get the dress on. So finally, don't forget to overlock all the edges, okay? Even though it's lycra and it will not fray, but just for a clean finish, you still need to overlock the edges nicely. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate your time. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, and turn on the notification bell. I upload sewing tutorials and DIY videos every week, and you don't want to miss any of those. Share this video with your friends, give me a thumbs up if it was interesting, drop me a comment if you'd like to request any video or you have any questions or suggestions, and I'll be happy to respond as quickly as I can. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!